And welcome to the David Tomsic Show. Again, I'm glad you can join me today. It's getting warm here in southwestern Pennsylvania, but the news around the world and in this country is heating up. We now have a full-out war against immigrants as Donald Trump's ordered his ICE followers to start arresting just about everybody they can find because they're not getting enough quantity. And how can this affect you? We're going to talk about that today. But first, I want to go over this. Please watch the video to the end, please. You'll find out a lot. I talked about the war that Donald Trump declared on Bishop Marianne Buddy. It was a holy war. And I talked in those 3 videos about needing to be the resistance, to stand for people, to stand for mercy, to stand for grace, and to stand for what's good and what's right. And I believe we should be the resistance. But today I'm going to ask you, my followers, those that watch me, and others who maybe you can help nudge along, to join me in a revolution against tyranny, a revolution against hatred and bigotry and racism. Please join me. Consider it. Tell me in the comment section, yeah, David, I'm with you. I'm going to join. And when I get enough people, and I'm hoping it's thousands, I want it to be thousands, I'll join with other YouTube channels. I'll contact them that are like-minded, and we can join and maybe form a coalition against this tyranny that we're seeing. Each election will come up and we'll make sure that the candidates who were for us, who we believe are for us, and not the ones who are so right-wing they want to get rid of everybody, we're going to make sure we promote those people, try to get them elected, and try to get this albatross of hatred that we see in America off our backs. Consider it. Let me know in the comment section. God bless you for it, and thank you. Okay, I have an article here from, it's from Newsweek. ICE detains legal migrant who has been working in the U.S. for 30 years. What can go wrong, right? Well, it says here, local news station WBNS reported on Tuesday, January 28th, that was yesterday, that a man was detained and then released by ICE. The man, originally from Mexico, is present in the United States legally. See, Donald Trump always wants to say, like he said to Marianne Buddy, she didn't say they were illegal immigrants. So this is a legal immigrant, Donald. I know it's tough to get the 2 definitions correct. I'm trying to help you here. I digress. Okay, according to his immigration lawyer, Ina Samovsky, speaking to WBNS, Samovsky said he was told that he had a week to get his affairs in order and then he would be deported to Mexico. Wait a minute, I was told this guy should be safe. Everybody believes it. Those people on the fence, those people that were told or believed that it was only going to be the illegal guys that were murderers, rapists, and molesters, and all these evil people were the first ones going to go. But this guy isn't even on a list, let alone a murderer, rapist, or whatever. But see, this proves my point. They don't care. Those of you that were lulled into believing and supporting this from the start, listening to these statistics that were so bogus that a 5-year-old wrote them, made them up out of the air. You believed it, and now you're being proved wrong. You voted for somebody who's just lied to you again. Because you see, these people are brown. These people don't all speak English. These people are not what we want here in America because, they're not rich white people. Because that's really what they want to preserve in this country. Those in the middle, like me, they use us to keep it all going. They give us little carrots, executive orders that make us feel good. They renamed sexes again. Yeah, all you proud Christians, yeah. Meanwhile, all the other atrocities are going on behind the scenes from what you can see. And this is where it starts. A revolution is needed here. Okay. Next article here is from Politico. How Trump's deportation plans could blow up the food system and increase migrant labor. Is that what he thought was going to happen here? Okay, it says here, the U.S. food system is propped up by low-wage immigrant workers from farm to table. Every restaurant I go to, farm to table. I mean, local ones. Farm to table, yeah. And I love it. From California's strawberry fields to Florida's orange orchards. At least 70% of the agriculture workers who harvest our crops were born, guess what, outside the U.S. In our meatpacking plants, nearly half of the people who slaughter, cut, and package beef, pork, and poultry were born elsewhere. And a quarter of the truck drivers who shuttle cows to slaughterhouses and steaks to supermarkets are foreign-born too. Okay, so the article pretty much is describing the problem you're going to have if you start just randomly taking everybody out of the workforce. Now, I'm not sure what our president's going to do. He's all over the board, and that isn't a good thing. For those of you, he's unpredictable. Oh, my God. No, he's crazy. He doesn't know what to do. See, listen, as a supply chain person, as a manager, if I went into a business and I said, my first 100 days, I'm going to do 200 things right off the bat. I'm going to be done with it and fix it all. Now, first of all, there's no way that would ever happen. The second thing is I'd go crazy. The third thing is everything else would fall apart. I'd never get anything done, especially when half the stuff I might come up with is crazy talk. It's not going to work. Now, I use that as an example because he went into this office and made promises. Childlike promises. You see, when he doesn't like something, as a child, there's asparagus on his plate. He grabbed the asparagus because he didn't like it and threw it on the floor, and the maid cleaned it up. See, he's going to throw everything that is pure in this country, everything that works in this country, he's going to tear it down and rebuild it in his image, dictatorship image. And the problem is, as a dictator, he can't control it all. The folks he has working for him that he's put in front of the Congress to approve his cabinet, these people are useless. Most of them are unqualified. They're never going to handle this either. They're going to do his bidding. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And there's another salute I would use, but I refuse to, that Elon Musk used. And we know what I'm talking about here. And you know what I'm talking about here, right? Go back and see my video about a week ago. Okay, so we know that this is a problem. We don't know who's going to pick the oranges in Florida, the strawberries in California, and everything in between. We don't know. Donald Trump's son Barron, is he going to go out there in the fields and pick the oranges and the tomatoes and all this stuff? I don't think so. How many white kids do you think are going to be out there in the heat, working in all these conditions, working hard? No, it's not a computer terminal. Oh my, that's not going to work. So we don't know what's going to happen here, and I'm not going to predict what's going to happen because once he sees his poll numbers, which just went down, plummet, you'll start finding out. You see, they never worry about prices. They come out and said that. J.D. Vance, another idiot from West Virginia, a neighboring state, I'm ashamed of that. He pretty much argued with the reporter because they're not concerned about egg prices. It's Joe Biden's fault. No, you said you were going to come into office, and as soon as you walked in the office, it was all going to just fall, all the prices. But he's only going to make them worse, which I knew, and every economist in the world pretty much knew that was going to cause more inflation. But, people will believe what they want because he's our man. He said, it's done. It's fixed. I digress. Okay, now I got a final article here. This is from the Texas Standard. Everyone's nervous. U.S. farmers gather in San Antonio ahead of mass deportations. His main man, the House Border Czar, Tom Homan. This guy is disgusting right off the bat. Tom Homan said that ICE would focus on rounding up criminal migrants and not conduct mass workplace raids. But this weekend, Trump reportedly told ICE officials to increase their numbers of arrests. This could mean arrests will now include immigrants who have not committed crimes, and immigrant communities are reacting as if that is already the case. We are already seeing people are not showing up for work. They're not sending their children to school, said Kathleen Bush-Joseph, a policy analyst at the Migration Policy Institute. She said an aggressive immigration crackdown would have a wide range of impact across America in multiple economic sectors. So what this all means is that expect there to be volatility in pricing, volatility politically in states across the nation, especially those that use a lot of migrant farmers. Expect, as we decide whether there's going to be tariffs on Mexico and Canada. February 1st was the first date that President Trump said he would consider placing tariffs on those two nations. That's basically the day after tomorrow. All this can be chaos, and this is what you're seeing. Friends, you're seeing chaos. If you're researching everything like I am, you're seeing across the board in every sector in nations across the world now chaos. He's created chaos, and everybody goes, he's unpredictable. There's a difference between being unpredictable and off your hinges, and he's off his hinges. See, it's America first. Once again, he's at his little baby table when he was a kid, and he didn't like now it was broccoli. So he grabbed the broccoli and threw it against the wall, and the maid had to go up and clean it up. You see, this is what he's doing with America. He's going to make sure America's first. So he's going to throw the broccoli off, throw the asparagus off, throw the bathwater and the baby out at the same time because he doesn't care. He's going to get what he wants. He wants Greenland. How did that work out? Well, I'm not sure what's going to happen when it's all said and done, but Greenland decides to go to the EU for help. Not sure there'll be any, and they decide to put a $2.5 billion defense spending package in their budget to defend Greenland. Why should they have to do that? They're a separate country. We need it for self-defense, for our defense of the free world, for war. Well, no, I'll be honest with you. I said this before. He says, yeah, because the Russians and the Chinese use those waters. It's not illegal for them to use the waters there. It's not illegal for them to use waters that are now unfrozen, as global warming, which most right-wing people have no clue about, has taken its toll on the Arctic Pack. So all of a sudden we need to put soldiers and missiles and bombs there. We need to fortify it. And in the meantime, Elon Musk and Donald Trump's buddies will go in and take every natural resource they can from that island. That's what it's about, people. Defense. I smell something, and it ain't roses when I think about him. President Trump. Oh, you can't say that. He's the president of the United States. I just did. So we see chaos. Well, anyway, please keep in mind, I'm here to make a noise. I'm here to be controversial. I'm here to wake people up. If you know somebody that needs woke up, get it? Woke up? Let them watch the David Tomsic Show here. And please consider joining the revolution. I want to hear from you. Put it in the comment section. Those of you that have no interest, that's fine. We don't need that. We want people who are committed, who care. Again, like, subscribe, and share this video. Let us grow. Help us grow. We want you to be a part of it. Thank you. God bless you. And I'll see you hopefully tomorrow right here on the David Tomsic Show. Join the revolution.